all of the candidates that you're here and our neighbors, our homeowners association meetings here. We are a full service agency, and typically every day we have seniors, so it's really important to all the seniors that come here, and many are not residents of Converse, but they are impacted by everything that goes on in the city. I've lived here since '83, so I've got longevity and gray hair and weight to prove it. I raised $1.3 million to run this facility, and that's through government grants, foundations, corporate grants, business grants. I am very pro-business. I am pro-growth. I appreciate the addition of new residents because it brings in tax dollars. I expect that our mayor should be in the position to bring good light to our city so that we are able to bring the businesses in, for me to get the grants that I need, for me to have the support from the neighbors. So I look to our leaders up there to be the spotlight and the image that helps us all to be successful. And for the youth and the people that live here, that they feel safe, that they can drive down the street and get the service or whatever they want to buy without having to go into San Antonio or New Braunfels, or the health care and all of those things that make the quality of life.
Time on the
sidewalks, services that are provided. We are impacted in Converse by what the city of San Antonio's council has been doing. And for instance, last week was the Green Initiative, which could in the future really impact CPS electric rates for our citizens. The issue with Whataburger and affecting small business owners, the Sick Leave Act that just recently was passed, that can affect a lot of small business owners. The big guys probably are able to manage it pretty well, but all of the little businesses that are in the area are all of San Antonio and Converse. So how do you address the impact of those other initiatives in our county that is going to impact the ability to get business, retain business, and increase those sales tax dollars that can help really move our city? Another initiative.
First of all, Jay, that's a great question. And second, I think the answer to that question is really to be able to lean in with San Antonio and ask these same questions of them. What is happening in San Antonio as a result of these initiatives is really pushing business our way. As a matter of fact, it's really helping us improve our opportunities for additional business to come to Converse. Unless I'm misunderstanding your question, the reality is with additional regulations in San Antonio, it doesn't help businesses that are there be able to create opportunities in San Antonio. What's happening as a result is those businesses are seeking other opportunities.
Okay, Mr. J, if I'm listening to you correct, oh, I'm sorry, listening to you correct is, I know that there are some tax limits on businesses in San Antonio, and to me, I feel like if you need to go down, we as council need to go down and talk with San Antonio and attend their meetings too, and see what's impacting the citizens, because if we all realize it's a trickle effect. What goes on in Washington trickles down. What goes in San Antonio trickles down. So we have to understand and go down there and see what they're trying to impose on these small businesses. Now, to answer you correctly, I have not gotten any info on that. But if they are impacting small businesses down there, I don't think that it's sending businesses our way, because if they're taxing these little businesses, it's making it hard for them. And so we have to go down there, and we have to be more initiative and self-conscious, and go down to San Antonio and talk with, you know, if we have to talk behind closed doors, that's fine, but talk to their mayor and their council and their city manager and find out. That's what it's all about, is we have to listen. Yes, sir.
The issue is it's impacting our small businesses.
Yes, and it is a small.
They're passing ordinances that is imposed on our business. And so therefore it is all of our problem because it's imposed on us.
Yes, sir, and I understand that, and that's what I say, and that begins with council. That begins with council getting up, going to San Antonio, and fighting. I'm a good fighter. I like a good fight. And to me, you have to be able to stand up and say, I think it's wrong. I went down to San Antonio when the annexation, and I stood up and I said, this is wrong. You're throwing it at the citizens and they don't know. So that begins with us. Begins with council. We have to make sure that we protect our small businesses here. And learn the law, learn what's going on, and protect our little small business, because there are a lot of people that have businesses out of their house and things like that. So it should be our responsibility, and the city manager, because she is the CEO of this city. It relies on the people that you put up there to advocate for you.
Okay, I have a question, and it kind of piggybacks on what you said, because it kind of brought something to mind. You said that, but both of you saying something that should be, could be, would be. Is there anything in place right now? I know the mayor has the council of mayors that they meet together with all the other similar cities. If I'm not, okay, the Northeast Partnership. Okay, other than that, or in those partnership or those meetings, is issues like the gentleman said, are those things discussed? Things that affect us. I know, I believe it's District 1 for San Antonio that abuts with us, so there we should have a relationship. Is there a relationship? Are someone, since both of you are city members, is someone talking for issues, not just like that, but any issues that borders that we share responsibility?
Well, Billy, the answer to your question is I have a very good relationship with Ron Nierenberg and with others in positions of responsibility with the city of San Antonio. I'm not sitting in the Greater Bay Area County Council of Cities meetings and with the Northeast Partnership of Cities. My responsibility is here, but I also want to tell you that relationships matter, and I think all of us realize the more you connect with people, the more that you're present with people, the better off you are to be able to hear, where they're coming from. And so with regard to San Antonio, what I'll say is this: my commitment is to be regional and listening. I believe that we have an opportunity and a part to play in steering our future. And I do believe in building those relationships to the benefit of the citizens of Converse. Not just myself. It's not about me. It's about us. It's about everyone in this room being able to hear and receive that information. Currently, that information isn't trickling down.
So, is there a relationship? Is there communication on that?
Okay.
Is it, you're saying that
Use your mic.
Yeah.
you're saying that you have a relationship with the mayor, and that's great. That's a start. But is there a professional relationship, a connection, communication that they're listening to you, and vice versa, as far as not again, not what you like to do, but is there right now?
I think that the point that you're asking is right now, do I personally have a relationship? Oh, council, okay. The answer to that question is currently Al Suarez serves on the Greater Bexar County Council of Cities and is active in the Northeast Partnership as well for economic development. I personally have had a very strong relationship with the professionals in the Northeast Partnership, but it goes beyond that point. You know, TML, Texas Municipal League, and all of the surrounding communities. I have a very strong relationship with a lot of public officials, by extension because of my professional background. And so, to answer your question with regard to Converse and their involvement in, or our involvement in those conversations, if those conversations are happening, is correct. I believe that there are those that are sitting on the Metropolitan Planning Organization and other regional planning organizations that are active in representing Converse very well, and we do have a voice at the table through their service. So I hope that answers your question.
I apologize.
Okay, it's called the Northeast Partnership, and all council and all the surrounding areas are invited to that once a month. It's a luncheon, and if you go to the luncheon, you will be educated on what's happening in our surrounding areas, which means Northeast is Converse, Selma, Cibolo, Schertz, and Universal City in us. That's called a Northeast Partnership. And like I said, once a month, we're entitled to go to the luncheon. And things that are brought up about the base, they will let you know. Each mayor represents the cities there, and they get into with each other, and people will let you know. Now, I don't have a personal relationship with nobody in San Antonio. If I want to speak my mind, I'm going to go down there, and I'm going to attend their meeting, and I'm going to get my 3 minutes down there. I can't say I haven't a personal. I know Ron Nimberger. I did help him on his campaign, but as a personal, I'm not personal with any of them. I just use my big mouth. What I got to say, I'm going to go down, and I'm going to say it, because we have to abreast ourselves, and the way we abreast ourselves and know what's going on is through Northeast Partnership. And if you need to attend it, and it's a luncheon, and you get very valuable information, because I do attend, and you get information on that. So, and I hope this answers your question, Billy. But that's how you get your information, and like I said, we need to go down there if there is something that we need to know, and that begins with council working together and everybody going, and it being posted that, hey, council's going down there and we're going to ask these questions. If we know that there's something trickling down from San Antonio, you bet your bootins we better go down there and find out what's going on. And it begins with council. Thank you, Billy.
Okay, I'm taking questions in order, so I'm going to head to this side of the room and then I'll come right back to you.
Thank you. Forgive me if this question was asked while I wasn't here, because I just recently came back in. We're experiencing a lot of growth in residential growth in the city. And a lot of the people that I talk to and that I listen to, we're all concerned with stopping the annexation and growth of properties and communities, and rather grow with enticing businesses to come in. However, we need to do that, but quit annexing more and more people, because then we're carrying the tax load, whereas if you have commercial come in, it kind of helps to alleviate some of that on us, and yet at the same time brings in commerce to us. I've been here for 40 years, And the direction, Converse has always loved being a little city, loved the ruralness of it, and it's growing so fast, we can't keep up with it. And